So today we will integrate one application. I know that you know already this thing, but to clear your ideas, I am integrating this one application. Is that good?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I will explain you like what each thing does. So first of all, this is service provider, which means application, any application. You click on download metadata. It will show you like this. Maybe we can open it in another tab and go back here and take this one. Sometimes it will be like the direct information will be given to you, or sometime you will get data in this format. So now you have to integrate one application. We are integrating this one based on our SAML knowledge. So you know from SAML you can create it from here, right?
Yes.
Okay. Next. Now here I will give name test SAML 1. I don't have any logo and I want to make it visible. Now this one is single sign-on URL. Do you know what this is or no?
The single sign-on URL. So that would be the URL to I think what to the Okta dashboard, right, for the end user.
No.
Oh.
Okay, so Okta has given one good thing. For each this field, they have given this tooltip. Okay, so this is kind of a location wherein the SAML assertion will be sent. This is called assertion consumer service URL as well, ACS URL. You might have heard about it, might not. I'm not sure. Let me, actually you have to read this one. SAML.
Okay.
So there are basically 3 roles in SAML. SAML is an authentication protocol that you know, right? Okay. And there will be 3 entities in this one: identity provider, service provider, and user. Our identity provider is Okta. It can be anything. It can be Ping Identity, it can be ForgeRock, it can be Azure AD. It can be changed. Service provider is the application that we are consuming.
Gotcha.
Okay. And user is the person who will be using this service. Let's say you or me or any other end user.
Right.
Now, there are 2 kind of flows in SAML. One is IDP initiated and another one is SP initiated. Means service provider initiated. In IDP initiated, basically you go to Okta dashboard. First you sign in into Okta, verify your credential. Then you click on any app and app lets you sign in. That is identity provider initiated because identity provider is initiating all the communication. What is service provider initiated? You directly go to the particular site. You go to username, password or somewhere field, or maybe there will be a button called login with SSO. You click on that, then it redirects you to Okta. If you are already signed in, it doesn't show you another Okta login screen. If you are not signed in, then it will ask you to log in into Okta. And you will be reaching again to the particular application that is called SP initiated, because service provider is initiating the workflow.
Gotcha.
So see here they have shown IDP initiated. This one is SP initiated. You can later read this and try to understand, because at some point the process will be same, but just like in one flow the first process will be happening, and in another one first process will be at later process. Means like the numbers will be changed, but the things will remain same.
Gotcha.
And this one is important one. IDP will have SAML assertion. So what it means, that whatever the service provider needs the information for user, that will be given to applications. Application may need, hey, give me the username, give me the email, give me its last name, his father's name, whatnot. We don't know. Okay. So in assertion, all the required details will be sent to ACS URL, which we saw, assertion consumer endpoint or essential consumer service. So what this ACS URL means, this service provider say, hey, if you want to send something, send it here. Right?
Okay.
If you are asking me like, hey, give me $1,000. I said, okay, I will give you $1,000. But you say, hey, give it to that store near my house. There is a store owner there. You give it to him. Okay. So that store owner is a SES URL, wherein I am sending a packet of $1,000. I will pack it nicely and give that packet to that guy. Hey, this is the data that is requested by Ricky. So
Gotcha.
that is ACS URL. Sometimes, or not sometimes, major of times, what happens is this ACS URL is also your recipient URL and your destination URL.
Okay.
Okay. Generally, this, if you see, this three is generally different. Okay. But on most of the cases, it will be same only. But I will just for a, your understanding, I will explain you. This is recipient URL, which means who should be receiving it. This is collector. His job is to collect. The store owner's
Gotcha.
job is to collect the money. But what you have told him, that if this guy comes, take the package and give it to your son because he is my friend. Okay.
Okay. Gotcha.
So his son, who is your friend, is recipient URL.
Gotcha.
And then recipient URL is also told, okay, that where you have to deliver. So that is the destination URL.
Okay.
Which is you. Okay.
Gotcha.
But sometimes what happens, you say, hey, give me the $1,000 at that shop. You yourself and your friend will be at their shop. As soon as that store owner gets it, he gives it to you and you walk away. So in that case, all three are at same location.
Gotcha.
Sometimes it may happen that all three are different, but 90% cases, all are same. So never uncheck that box. After you put anything here, it will be generally copied over here by default. If you have checked this box, if you uncheck also, you will see same. I can show you. Now this is given to you. Okay, this XML file. Now you have to find the ACS URL for this one, single sign-on URL or ACS URL. So if I do Control F, see, generally it is tagged with location.
Gotcha.
You see here the tag MD assertion consumer service binding and location. So this is your ACS URL. You copy it, you paste it here. See, all are same.
Yeah.
If somebody has explicitly said to put it different, then you uncheck this and make changes here. Otherwise, you just go next. Now this is SP entity ID or audience URI. Okay, so this will be defined by application as it names SP entity ID. Okay, so this also should be included in the assertion. Okay, why? Because there will be a lot of packets coming to the store. So how you will differentiate? right?
Okay.
So for that, you will tell to me that, okay, hey, whenever you deliver the box, make sure it is a yellow color box. And on top of that, you put a cartoon of Hulk. Okay. So
Gotcha.
now, or maybe I put your name and a yellow color box. So then the store owner will know, okay, hey, this name is written and it's a yellow color. It means this is for Ricky.
Okay.
Because the service provider, whoever is providing service, it may have more than one identity provider. Okay. So for them, the URL will be same, but they have to differentiate which identity provider is which. Is it coming from Okta or is it coming from Ping Identity? So for that, here an entity ID will be given, which would be unique to your identity provider. And that will make sure that, okay, this Okta instance is requesting or sending data to me. So then they will process accordingly.
Okay.
Got it?
Yep.
Yeah. So here, now we will have to find SP entity ID. They will be written as entity ID. So I have to keep this value. Generally, we keep this one as empty. It's a default relay state. If you want to keep it, means if it is explicitly told to you, then put it, otherwise don't. And one another advice in between. I'm sure you are already like, you have integrated apps, so you know better. But what I do when I want to configure the app, I do not send or receive emails for these things. I ask the people who is managing the application or who has application access as an admin. I say, hey, let's have a meeting for 45 minutes. I do the meeting, share the screen, ask them each and every value what needs to be placed, or maybe tell them to share their screen and give me the data. I put it here, test it, ask him whether it's working correctly. They say yes, case closed in 45 minutes.
Gotcha.
So I would suggest in your professional career also to do the same. This is kind of a best practice.
Okay.
Now is a name ID format. Okay. So what kind of name ID is required and application username is required, that you have to see in this one. You see here.
Oh, okay.
Unspecified email address. So here it will be unspecified. Here it will be email.
Okay.
Okay. Then these are some advanced settings that generally is not being asked to change. But if they ask, then only you have to change. What they ask generally is this signature certificate that service provider will give you. You have to place it here. And after that, you will be able to put a single logout URL.
Okay.
Which means where to go after logging out.
Gotcha.
If I deliver you package, after that, where I should go? Should I sit in store? Or should I just, go from back door and move to somewhere else? So
Gotcha.
that is shown here. But generally, nobody gives that much, preference to this one. But if they give, then you will have to upload a certificate and then only it will be allowed, the signature certificate. It will actually verify. These are some advanced concepts. Assertion inline hook, which I also don't know because so far I haven't used it. But I can tell you very briefly is it's kind of something which is like SAML response that we will be sending from Okta to service provider. If we want to generate something dynamically, then these hooks are used.
Okay.
Which is inside here, inline hook at event hook. So here you will have to create a hook. Okay. Name, URL, and all. It's a kind of advanced developer thing. So we won't be coming. I haven't so far, came across this one. But if it comes, then like, it's a different thing. But so far, I haven't received anything like this one. And in SAML insertion also, so far, I haven't seen anybody is using SAML inline hook.
Okay.
These are the group attributes. Okay. Here, they haven't mentioned any, but some of them asks for specific attributes. Let's say first name, basic user.first name. So that's how you can define the attribute here. So what it will do, it will send this data like first name equals to whoever user is signed in, their first name attribute. That will be sent to service provider.
Okay.
So that's how you get detail at service provider end. Same way for groups. Sometimes what happens, many service provider ask for group, like number of is Ricky part of this particular group, they would like to find it. So for that, what you have to do, you keep here group, sorry, basic, here match regex dot star. What this will do is all your Okta group details will be sent to that service provider.
Okay.
Right now it's not asked, so we are not putting it.
Gotcha.
Okay. Now let me see if there is anything else. No, they haven't said yet. Next. Okay. I will assign it to myself. Now, here I have to submit the XML file. So for that, I go to sign in. Here, I see the IDP metadata. Save it. Then okay. Now we will see the demo, whether it works or not. Oh my God, why it is not going to end user dashboard? Maybe 1 minute. Let me. Somehow I don't know why it is not happening. Application, Okta dashboard. Okay. Okay. No, it won't work. Maybe I will have to sign in with Mhm. I will have to remove some policies, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now I click on this one. See,
I
he
see.
successfully federated this demo site. He got my email address, all the details.
Gotcha.
And this is SAML assertion, a row one. Got it?
Got it.
So this is how do you do the means you have already integrated this application, so you know, but when it does not work, at that time you have to troubleshoot, and then that time you should be knowing all this funda, like what is doing what. And when Okta will ask some questions inside the exam, okay, at that time also they will use some kind of these words, IDP or service provider or SES URL or those kind of stuffs. So you should be knowing like what they mean and what they do exactly.
Okay.
Okay.